Did the number change at all with AJ when he was declared that he wasn't going to play in this game and he was not going to play? Did it change at all?
Not really. It was floating around 7.5. Now it's down to 7. Not much. He's a big part of that offense. But again, they've got other weapons. Dallas Goedert, they got Devontae Smith. There's so many people on that offensive side of the football that Jalen Hurts can pass the ball to. So, yeah, I mean, it hurts not having him in there. But again, revenge spot for the Eagles against the Giants team that just blew the doors off 2 weeks ago.
Without further ado, our friend, the legendary Philly Godfather, joins us right now. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Dan? I heard Trump's going to put tariffs on anyone watching the Blue Jays game tonight.
Yeah, an extra $10 on Canada people now. You get to have to watch the World Series there. No question about it here. Hey, brother, what do you make of this A.J. Brown? All of a sudden, hey, did the number change at all with A.J. when he was declared that he wasn't going to play in this game and he was not going to play? Did it change at all?
Not really. It was floating around 7.5. Now it's down to 7. Not much. He's a big part of that offense. But again, they've got other weapons. Dallas Goedert, they got Devontae Smith. There's so many people on that offensive side of the football that Jalen Hurts can pass the ball to. So, yeah, I mean, it hurts not having him in there. But again, revenge spot for the Eagles against the Giants team that just blew the doors off 2 weeks ago. So it's going to be interesting.
How about this, too? They lose Cam Jurgens. He's not playing in the ball game, too. So how do you see this thing playing out? Do you think they get their revenge? I got them 21-17 because of the injuries. I do think at home they win, but do you think it's more than that? Because I think it's 7 right now.
Yeah, it's 7 points. Last time these two teams played, the Giants were the much healthier team. And even though A.J. Brown ain't playing, the Eagles this week are healthier than the Giants. So that's big. Eagles have a plus 11 health score when it comes to pass defense over New York. So that should give Jalen Hurts an opportunity to have a big game as long as he doesn't throw a couple interceptions. I mean, he's playing up against a banged-up secondary that's heading into Lincoln Financial Field. Definitely revenge spot for the Eagles here. Last time they played, I think the Eagles turned the ball over twice. They lost the turnover about 2-0. So I don't see that happening again. Am I willing to lay the 7 points without AJ in the game? No. But, I mean, if you want to put them in a teaser, 7-point teaser, get them down just to win the game. These division games are always tough, regardless of who won the first game. If you get the Eagles down to a pick 'em and maybe tie in the Texans at +5, you probably would make some money that way. I think Jalen Hurts has a big game. Anytime touchdown for Jalen Hurts. Anytime touchdown for Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert as well. You can get them at plus like 185 and plus 175. So I think the Eagles win the game. I'm just not willing to lay 7 points on them this week.
Who do you think has more rushing yards in this game? Saquon Barkley or Hurts?
That's a good question. I would say Saquon.
Saquon. All right. Let's go to some of the games here now. Got a Fox game. Bills and Panthers. It's 46.5 +7 the Panthers are getting. I'll tell you what, the Fighting Canales, they're now 4-3 on the season. I think that Bryce Young's not going to be going in this game against the Bills, so that obviously hurts them in this game here. But, you got a wobbling Bills team heading into this thing here. Who do you like in this one?
Yeah, I think the Bills, last time I checked, were 7-point favorites. Total's 46.5, I think it is.
Yep.
Early money. I mean, the whole world's betting the Bills here. But the Panthers, like you said, they built some momentum. They won 4 of the last 5 games heading into this one. But anytime they've stepped up against better competition against the Jags or the Patriots, they kind of got the doors blown off. So this is a big test for this Carolina Panthers team to see how far they've come from last season. As long as the Panthers, can avoid turnovers, I think they can stay within the Vegas number. I mean, this Bills defense ranks in the basement of the NFL. I think they're 25th in opponent yard play. It just scares me enough, though. I don't know if Carolina can score enough to keep up with, this Bills team that averages about 8 more points per game on offense. I haven't bet it yet, but I kind of like the Panthers +7. I mean, and if that line gets even higher, I like them as well. It's tough going against the Bills. They've lost 2 in a row here, so they might come out on fire. So that's the only thing that scares me. Like I said, I haven't bet it yet, but I kind of lean towards the Panthers a little bit. Anything over a touchdown.
This is a really tricky one because it looks like it's going to be a game-time decision on Lamar Jackson, so that could obviously move the number here. They're 1-5 right now. I think the season's probably lost. but the Ravens are getting 7. I guess that's with the premise that Lamar's not playing. This Bears team now sitting at 4-2, one of the teams that, we talked about potentially being a surprise. It's 49.5 heading into this game. It's in Baltimore. Obviously, with Lamar, that's going to determine whether or not, how this game's going to look. How do you see that game?
Yeah, I think he's playing, to tell you the truth. I mean, the line's 6.5.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, you got a 1-5 team favored by 6.5 points. The total's at 49. They're expecting a lot of points in this game. The Bears defense has been one of the best in the NFL when it comes to takeaways. They've got 16 takeaways on the season, which I think 11 of them are from interceptions. So it's hard to pass the ball on that defense. Chicago also has some injuries. They got 3 of their who got Tremaine Edmonds, Kyler Gordon. I don't think they're playing on Sunday. I don't think Stevenson's playing on Sunday either, another top cornerback. So they're a little banged up on the defensive side of the ball. It's tough laying, that many points against a Bears team that's actually playing some pretty good football. I kind of like the Ravens in a teaser, 7-point teaser. It's a must-win for them to save the season. I think they win the game. I don't know if they cover the spread, but I think they win the game. So if you want to time in a 7-point teaser with the Texans or maybe the Bills, you got a shot of cashing a ticket.
How about this? I wouldn't give you this game to talk about, but who's got the number 1 defense in the NFL? It's the Browns. And they're sitting at 2-5, I think, right now, 40.5. And the Patriots are getting 7. I know, listen, they're 5-2 right now, but that's a young team learning how to win still. I mean, look, I get it. Dylan Gabriel, I mean, whatever you want to make it at. You're starting to see Shedeur Sanders starting to get first-team reps. So, obviously, they're not sold at the quarterback position. But remember, this Browns team did beat the Packers. Yeah. And they're number 1 in defense right now. Probably the under in this one here. How do you see this one?
Line's 7 and 40.5, so it's a short total.
Yeah.
But 7 points is a lot in the NFL to be laying against one of the best, if not the best, defense in the league. Turnover margin, neither team turns the ball over much. When it comes to health, I think the Patriots are slightly healthier. They got a +6 health score over the Browns. But again, New England's defense, they're not the best. They're ranked 23rd in opponent yards per play. But on the other side of the football, since Flacco left, I mean, this Browns offense is kind of lethargic, sitting near the bottom of the league in almost every offensive category. So I don't know if they can score enough points to keep up with the Patriots here. Defensive line for the Patriots, they struggled, protecting their quarterback. They're 27th in sacks allowed, while Cleveland's defense ranks top 10 in pressure rate. So that should help them. Drake May, he's handled the pressure pretty good. He's completed 75% of his passes against the blitz. So if you're going to blitz him, he's going to burn you. He's been lights out, and he's actually got the 3rd best odds to win the MVP. So they might have another star back in New England right now. This kid's playing unreal. But after 4 straight wins, I think they've won 5 of the last 6. The Patriots. This could be a potential letdown spot for New England. In my opinion, you're betting into like an inflated price here. One of the, they're in first place. The bookmakers know the whole world's going to be betting the Patriots. So they're giving you a bad number at 7. I kind of like the Browns a little bit. I haven't bet it yet, but I lean towards the Browns a little bit.
Boy, Drake May is number 3 right now in potential MVP, huh?
Yeah.
Man, that is great because, we've been a fan of his since he came out of college here. How about this one here? Dolphins and Falcons. Michael Penix. I mean, whatever you want to say, the Falcons are coming. I like Bijan Robinson. I think he's going to get 2K this year in total offense from scrimmage. I mean, I think the Miami Dolphins are in nuclear meltdown. I think Tua is in a meltdown. The head coach is on, a massive hot seat right now. As I said, 1-6, 44.5. But the Falcons at home are getting 7.5. How do you see this one?
Yeah, it's 7.5 and 44.5. Both teams are kind of banged up when you look at the injury reports heading into this matchup. But it feels like a lot of points, 7.5. But I'm not looking to bet, on a 1-6 team, like you said, that appears they might have checked out for the season. They might have just, thrown in the towel already. The other problem is if you're looking to bet the Dolphins here, they can't hold on to the football. They're ranked 30th in turnover margin, turnover differential on the season. And I think they lead the league in interceptions thrown. So, when you're taking 7 and you got a team that turns the ball over left and right, it's hard to cover the Vegas number. Last time I checked, about 90% of the money's on the Falcons. Early money, so I don't want to be on the public side either. But Miami, I mean, they could get crushed here. They've got a problem, protecting the quarterback. They turn over the ball a ton. If Tua throws a couple picks in this one, I mean, it's game over. Um, I didn't bet it yet, but I kind of lean towards the Falcons -7.
I will spare you Jets and Bengals. That's for damn sure here. 49ers and Texans. I mean, 5-2 they're sitting at. It's in Houston. The number's 42.5, and it's 2.5 the Texans are getting. Are you buying San Francisco?
I mean, they're really hurt, man. They're really banged up. Every week, I mean, it seems like every week another guy's getting hurt, another guy's getting banged up. And this Texans team, they really got to win here to keep pace with the Colts. I mean, the Colts could end up 7-1 after beating the Titans this week. So this is a big game for Houston. I kind of like Houston here on the money line. I think they have to win this game if they're going to stay in it this year. They're a stingy football team with the football. They rank 6th in turnover differential. Their defense ranks 4th in the NFL in opponent yards per play. Yeah, I mean, San Fran's limping into a 1 p.m. Game. Biggest game of the season for Houston. I think Houston wins the game here.
Wow. How about McCaffrey, though, man? He's on pace for 1,100 yards rushing, like 1,200 yards receiving, and 130 catches. I mean, he's really like you said, the only thing that they have in the tank there with this. Here's a game here. You know what? When I played against the Saints, I've covered the Bucks and the Saints. I don't know, man, why every freaking time we go to the Superdome, that game is always tough. I mean, Tom Brady had issues playing against the Saints, even when they weren't very good. I mean, look, I don't think the Saints have anything. You look at all their numbers. Spencer Rattler's not too bad. I mean, what Kellen has done, but do the Bucks? I mean, they have 20 guys injured.
I know.
How do you see this thing?
Yeah, I think last time I checked, 18 players were on the IR. So
18 players are on the injured list.
Yeah, it's a divisional matchup. And while New Orleans might be the right side here, it's tough to just.
It's 3.5.
Yeah, well, 3.5, 4. But it's tough to justify putting any money on the Saints. Like you said, even with Tampa Bay having a bunch of guys, on the IR, you're betting on a 1-6 team if you're backing the Saints here at a short number. They've been brutal against the spread. I think they got the worst record against the Vegas number of any team in the NFL this season. They're probably the right side at +3.5 or +4, but I'm not looking to bet it there.
I didn't realize this number was this high. Cowboys and Broncos, 51 is the over-under on it. 3.5 the Broncos are getting. It's at Mile High. So the Broncos are underdogs at Mile High. Wow. I mean, I get the Cowboys offense is number 1 in the NFL. Their passing game is out of sight. Pickens has played really great. You think the Dallas Cowboys go in there and get the win against the Broncos, or do you think this is Denver?
I mean, you got two polar opposite teams here, right? The Broncos probably got the best defense or one of the best defenses in the league. But their offense is kind of weak. They rank 17th in points per game. So, they got a problem putting points up on the board. They found a way to come back against against the Eagles and the Giants. So, the team's a good team. They're very resilient. On the flip side, the Cowboys defense, probably the worst in the NFL. I think they rank 30th in opponent yards per play. But, offensively, might be the best team in football. On paper, I think they got the second best numbers of any offense in the league. Denver has a strong home field advantage. They're tough to beat at home. But the Cowboys can move the football. Much better offense. Their offensive line is strong. They've only given up the second most amount of sacks on the season. So that should negate some of that pass rush that Denver has, which is one of the better ones in the NFL. Yeah, I like the Cowboys here, +3.5. I think Cowboys might win the game outright, tell you the truth.
Jesus, criminy. I got to tell you, would you ever thought this? The Cowboy offensive line has got a higher grading right now than the Philadelphia Eagle offensive line. Eagles were considered one of the best going in, if not the best, and now they're considered one of the worst heading into this game against the Giants on Sunday here. Never would have thought that. Are you looking at listen, I know the Titans suck. They're 1-6. They arguably have the worst roster in all of pro football. But this bad puppy's 14.5. And I know you don't like when the number, people don't realize when you hear 14.5, there's probably like 10, 15 games in the last 30 years that are 14.5, right? You don't see that number like that. Are you buying this Colts team and Daniel Jones?
I mean, the proof is in the pudding, man. I mean, they've beaten some good teams. They've beaten teams on the road. One of the best point differentials in the NFL, if not the best record in the NFL. And right now they're laying, who would have thought they'd be laying 14 points in a division game against the Titans?
No way.
It's actually up to 15.5 at a couple shops. So, and the totals climbed. It went from 45 to 48. Basically telling you the market expects a lot of points in this game. The Titans have been 1-6. They've been brutal. Their average margin of defeat has been 16 points per game. They rank near the bottom of the league in almost every offensive and defensive category. If you thought they were bad last year, I think they're even worse this year. They went 2-15 against the number last year, and you say to yourself, how can they be worse? And they're worse than they were that last year. But this is the second meeting between these two teams. Division games tend to be a little tighter, tend to be a little wackier. Both teams know each other like the back of their hand. The Colts' pass defense isn't that great, and they did give up 20 points to the Titans last time they played. So kind of a potential letdown spot for Indy here with the Steelers on deck. The whole world's betting that the Colts. 90% of the early action is on Indianapolis, and I never want to be on the public side. Not that heavy. The Titans are probably right side at plus 15. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to bet it, but it sounds like they're the right side.
This is maybe one of the best games of the weekend. You got the Packers 4-1-1, and you've got Aaron Rodgers hosting his former team. They're in Pittsburgh. So you got a 4-2 Mr. Hiawatha versus his Packer team. What do you like here, man? This ought to be pretty good here.
Yeah, a little revenge game for Rodgers. And he's played well this season.
He's on pace for 42 touchdowns.
Yeah, so their defense is strong. It's always tough to beat the Steelers at home. When you look at the turnover differential on the season, Pittsburgh ranks 10 spots higher than the Packers. So that's big anytime you're looking to bet a game, 3 points or less. You look at the defense, Pittsburgh's got 10 takeaways on the season, while the Packers only have 3. Both offensive lines are strong. I think they're both top 10 in sacks allowed. Both defenses rank, I think, in the top 5 in the NFL in sack and pressure rates. So they get a lot of pressure on these opposing quarterbacks and force them to make mistakes. Health score, both teams are relatively healthy. But I think the Packers have played the more efficient football on the season. They could easily be 6-0 if it wasn't for that collapse against the Browns. And, they lost the turnover about 2-0 against the Cowboys, and they found a way to tie that game. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, I think they might be a little overvalued. They were extremely fortunate to beat the Patriots. I think the Patriots turned the ball over 5 times in that game. Week 1 of the season, they were lucky to beat the Jets. And even when they beat the Vikings 24-21, Vikings lost that turnover about 2-0, or else that could have been a different story.
So a little overhyped, huh?
A little bit. I mean, they've been lucky. Their luck ratio's up there. They got lucky with the opposing teams turning the ball over at the right time for them. They do have a quality win over the Patriots, but it's kind of diminished because the Patriots turned the ball over 5 times. And if you remember that game, the Patriots seemed like they were always in the red zone and just turning the ball over. So it's not a clean victory for me. I guess I kind of like the Packers if it gets to -2.5. I think the better team here. Kind of like the Packers a little bit.
Commanders and Chiefs, it's at Arrowhead, and I don't believe Jaden Daniels is playing. Boy, after going 0-2, they're the Chiefs right there in 15, 4-3. I mean,
yeah,
here they come rolling again. I mean, they also get Rashid Rice back. Yeah. I believe that's another big number too, right? I mean, it's 12.5.
Yeah.
Do you like the number there, 12.5?
I haven't bet the game yet, but you got Marcus Mariota going against the Chiefs team. It looks like they got their mojo back. They won 4 of their last 5. I think they're the odds-on favorite now again to win the Super Bowl. So, Commanders' pass defense all banged up. I mean, you might see Mahomes throw for 300 yards in this one. He's got some of his weapons back, like you mentioned. I guess the best hope for the Commanders is to try to run the ball, slow the game down, limit the possessions.
Turnovers.
Yeah, turnovers. And Kansas City's defense hasn't been the best against the run. I think they're giving up 4.5 rushing yards per carry, which is like the 10th or 11th, worst in the league. You got a small window, though, if you look at the Commanders here, plus 12.5. If it got to 14, maybe I look to bet the Commanders. I just can't bet against Mahomes at Arrowhead, especially against a backup QB. I mean, do you want to bet the Commanders? I'm not.
No.
So I'm not. Yeah.
Before I get to some college games here, what'd you make of that NBA gambling scandal? I mean, obviously, I'm not saying that, listen, when you're in your profession, you've got to always be careful because of certain things. And there's so many regulations now on what you have to, and when you're taking bets, when you hear an NBA coach is involved in an illegal poker game, and then you hear players talking about, how about this, giving injury reports so people can lay money down. I mean, it skews the number. That probably makes your job even harder when you're setting a line, especially because I know you do NBA games as well. What's your takeaway with all this?
I mean, Gilbert Arenas got locked up in the summertime for having illegal poker games with a supposed mob. And now you got Chauncey Billups. And it's not just holding illegal poker games. They were cheating people out of money. I mean, they had a device that could tell you what the cards were, and they were robbing people. So, people have been trying to fix stuff since the beginning of the time. Look at the Black Sox from 16, whatever that year was. A lot of game fixing, a lot of match fixing. I guess greed takes over. I mean, these guys are making big money. I don't.
Plus the college point shaving scandal, that thing,
Yeah, and my buddy Jimmy with Timmy the ref and all that stuff. But I mean, these guys are making big money, and you would think they were smarter than that. But I guess greed takes over. The temptation of getting over, unless these guys were in debt and they were trying to work off their debt, maybe something like that happened. But it's just kind of mind-boggling because Billups is a head coach in the NBA making big money. Rozier's got a $100 million contract. It's not like he's a guy, making half.
Chauncey Billups is a former Finals MVP. Too.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite players. I mean, those teams were amazing.
No.
And it's kind of mind-boggling that they would even get involved.
Is it the game? Is it the game they just want to be in? Is that it? I mean, it's not really. It can't be about money when you're, like you said, guy played 17 years. I mean, is it just more about being in the game and the excitement of it?
I think the action's a big part of it, but then again, a lot of these guys blow their money. I'd read a statistic that 80% of the NBA players go broke after 5 years of retirement. So you don't know what their financial situation is. You don't know what their mindset is. You don't know if they're smoking too much of that ganja. I don't know what's going on, but at the end of the day, like they know what they're doing, and they know if they get caught. I mean, there's serious implications. You got an NBA head coach. I mean, I don't know. It's just it's sad and it's kind of scary at the same time because if there's one or two guys doing it, there's got to be hundreds of guys. And at the college level, it gets even scarier because a lot of those kids ain't making the money, even though some kids are making some big money these days. So, the integrity of the game is definitely in jeopardy. Billions of dollars, TV contracts, and once people stop trusting that things are on the up and up, ratings are going to plunge. So it's a major issue.
How about this? November 1st, college kids get to start gambling on pro sports. That just came down this week that those kids get to do that. And I was wondering, lastly, on this topic here, do you think that it crosses over to other sports? Do you have to worry about the NFL, Major League Baseball? You got a World Series starting tonight. I mean, how much do you think all of that, you watched a game against Denver and you watched a Goddard call at the back of the end zone there. You're like, that's pass interference. Pass interference and holding are so subjective. You could call it every play. Do you think it crosses over like this?
I mean, scary. I mean, the interpreter for Ohtani, he got jammed up for gambling. Like you're seeing more and more of it, and the leagues don't help with the way they call certain games. They protect certain players. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs for the last 5 years have been getting all the calls. That's not by accident. So I don't know what the bylaws are, but I have read one time that the leagues can, if they wanted to, could predetermine the outcome of any game they wanted to because they have that right, and hopefully they don't do it. But, when you look at all the calls against the opposing teams that the Chiefs have played over the last 4 or 5 years, and last year it kept building and building, and then, everyone started talking about it. It's kind of scary. But again, like these players are making big enough money where they don't have to, they don't have to cheat. They don't have to fix games. The player props are big because I guess they feel like, oh, what's the big deal if I, don't catch one pass or I don't make 2 foul shots, and my boys make some money and I make some money on the side. But it's against the law, man. And if you get jammed up, you're looking at serious time.
World Series tonight. Who do you got?
Man, that Dodgers team gets me so upset because the Phillies should be here, Dan. I mean, Rob Thompson with his brain cramps. I mean, I know we lost Wheeler in the season, but the Phillies had an opportunity to be in the World Series.
Those were the 2 best teams in the postseason.
Yeah.
Both American League and National League.
Yeah. And, I mean, the Dodgers are big favorites. I think they're like 2-1 or minus 215 on the money line, even though they're like minus 155 for the first game. The Blue Jays, however, didn't have the best run differential in the American League, but they get hits in crucial moments. They're very clutch. This is a team that can put up 10, 13 runs, 8 runs if they have to. So they do definitely have the bats. And the Dodgers pitching isn't the best. I mean, the value is on the Blue Jays at plus like 180. But more than likely, the Dodgers probably win it. But if I had to make a bet on the series, I'd probably take the Blue Jays.
Couple of college games here. Ole Miss, Oklahoma. You got number 8 Ole Miss going into this with Oklahoma. It's going to be in Norman there at Memorial Stadium. Who do you like in this one here? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think the line is OU 5.5. They're underdogs.
Yeah, they're favored. Yeah. OU,
they're favored. Excuse me.
Yeah, Oklahoma opened up -3, quickly shot up to 5.5. Total opened up at 50.5, went up to as high as 54.5, and then came back to 53.5. So they're expecting some scoring in this game. There's some sharp money that took Oklahoma early at that key number of 3, which pushed it to 5.5. Right now, 65% of the bets, I think, are on Oklahoma. So the public's backing Oklahoma as well. Man, this is a tough one, man. At the current number 5.5, I'm kind of hoping the line gets to 6. And I'll probably take the road dog. I'll probably take Ole Miss plus 6. I mean, Oklahoma's offensive line ranks 94th in sacks allowed per game. Ole Miss ranks 14th, so they protect the quarterback better. Mateer's touchdown interception ratio, I think it's like 7-6, so that doesn't help. I just can't justify laying points against a hungry Mississippi team coming off a loss here. Yeah, kind of like Ole Miss here, plus 6. I think they win the game. As long as they don't lose the turnover battle, I think they probably win the game and cover the spread.
Last one here, A&M, LSU. It's in Baton Rouge, and A&M's got they're 2.5-point favorites in this game. What do you like in this one here at Death Valley?
Kind of like LSU here. I'm hoping it gets to 3 so I can grab a better number. But if it doesn't, I'll probably play LSU plus 2.5. I might even look to take them on the money line as well. They're the better defensive team. They're turning the ball over less. They're the hungrier team with 2 losses on the season. I think the Aggies rank. I think the Aggies only faced one opponent that ranked inside the top 20 in opponent yards per play this year, which was Auburn. But Auburn's offense isn't as good. So yeah, kind of like LSU, good defense. I think they won the game. Tell you the truth, I think the Aggies go 7-1 now.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, hey, how's the book tour coming? How's everything going? I mean, I see you all the time, on social media. I think, you're all over the place right now. How's the whole thing coming?
It's doing great, man. We got another speaking engagement Monday, 27th, between 1 and 4 p.m. at Rowan University. And we got some guys flying in from California, some big names. I'll text you who they are. I can't release the information yet. In about 2 weeks to try and put this movie deal together. So I might be reaching out to you to play a bad guy in the movie. So things are going great. The book's going great. The sales are going great. And hopefully we close this movie deal sooner than later.
Let me look at this. I want to show you this. Ray Dininger sent me this book. And he goes like this. He says, you're one of the best people to come into Philadelphia and talk sports in a long time. He goes, I want you to know the history. He sent me this really dope book, man. I mean,
thick. How many pages is that?
Well, let me see. I don't really care about the pages. I just know there's a lot of pictures in here. As long as there's pictures in here, I'm good. I'll never send me a book without pictures in it.
Ray sent it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sharp. That he's a walking encyclopedia of information when it comes to sports. That guy, when you listen to him, he kind of reminds me of Elon Musk, but with sports, he's like a computer. He just keeps stuff out. He remembers stuff from 20, 30, 40 years ago. He's an amazing mind.
Absolutely. Brother, I appreciate you. Thank you. There he goes. Keep punching there. Next week, brother, I'll catch you up, man. I love talking sports with my friend there.